Yeah, we're late. That's fine. That's fine. We're a little late. Oh, I should probably turn the sign on. We're a little late, but it works. Checks out. My OBS crashed like twice, so hopefully it doesn't crash while we're live. That'd be sick if that doesn't happen. But we have a doubleheader tonight, as you guys can see in the title. And on the screen, we have Jacksonville, Buffalo, Washington, and Cincinnati. We have a lot to go over for the games as well. So I pulled a lot of stats for these games to kind of try to get the best gauge on how I think everything's going to play out. How are you guys doing, though? I made tea. It's really starting to feel like fall today. This shit's going to burn my mouth. All right, can I do? Boy, fuck, that's hot. And I spilled it. Fuck! Oh, my God, that's really hot. Hold on, wait a second. Fuck. Big L. Did not mean to spill that. All right. We're back. Yeah, that shit's hot as shit. All right. Anyway. Game. Yep. Start with Jacksonville, Buffalo. This is a Trevor Lawrence versus Josh Allen battle. Obviously, Buffalo's defense looked really good against Tua. Tua Tagovailoa sucks against Buffalo. He always has. Trevor Lawrence is going to have an interesting task today as Buffalo runs a ton of too high schemes. So they're going to try to limit the over top. Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be not going to say non-factor, but he's going to be very limited in this game. I feel like they're going to do the same thing they do with Tyreek. Gabe Davis kind of in that same light of where they try to limit all the deep shots, long shots, which makes for an interesting Christian Kirk day, makes for an interesting Travis Etienne day. I think those are going to be the two focal points in this offense. Obviously, Christian Kirk the past two games has not done shit, as the Browns ran a ton of man coverage. The Browns trying to limit the middle of the field, and BTJ cooked. Gabe Davis cooked. Christian Kirk had a touchdown, but it got nulled in the end of it. Etienne seeing his normal workload last week, and now he's going to probably see a little bit bigger of a workload here versus the too high shell. So we'll be interested to see that. But the main person we're going to talk about and be intrigued about is Josh Allen. He's due for a massive day. I do like his over. I took it in one of my slips. Reason being is this Jacksonville defense runs a ton of man coverage. They run the fourth most in the league at man. They also run a ton of one high, as we see his line altered as I'm talking about it. A ton of one high man coverage, pressing their corners at the absolute most in the entire league. They also get the fourth fewest pressure in the entire league. So they're kind of relying on their DBs to hold up. Is that really going to work? I highly doubt it. When they were playing Chicago and a beat-up Keenan Allen, they were playing Chicago and a DJ Moore who had a solid day, but Caleb couldn't get much going. Wait, I'm thinking fucking Tennessee week 1. Who the fuck did Jacksonville play week 1? What am I tripping about? I don't know why I just started fucking yapping about that. I'm thinking of a game I was looking already ahead to. Hold on. I'm tripping. They played the Dolphins week 1. Okay, yeah. Anyway. No, I am fucking tripping. When they were playing the Dolphins in week 1, it was a lot of I gotta re-fucking calibrate. Dial the hell in, gut. When they played the Dolphins week 1, they had a lot of shots. Tyreek Hill had shots to take. 60-yard gain from Jalen Waddle. 80-yard touchdown from Tyreek Hill. Obviously, Buffalo doesn't have that speed, but they're going to take those shots in those one-on-one matchups. And you're going to see it from, I think, Keenan Allen. I think Keenan Allen's going to be the beneficiary here. And not Keenan Allen, Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman's going to be the beneficiary here. And the reason being, I like his line. I took it at 33. I like it at 36. I seen it at 38. I'll take it all the way up there as well. But Keon's going to be an interesting person to be betting on because he in college, this is like what his staple was in college, is one-on-one shots, being able to take the top off of a defense and winning in close proximity catches, which is pretty much just man coverage. Now, was he great off the release? No. Could be interesting to see with a ton of press. But I think he's going to see the shots. I think he's going to see the downfield stretches. He's an athletic specimen. So it would be beyond me for these Lions have got to chill the hell out. Like, they are moving so much. It would be beyond me to not take Keon in this matchup for him to go over here, as he should see at least 1 or 2 deep shots from Josh Allen. Also, again, with the pressure standpoint, Josh Allen, 385 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions when not being pressured this season. So, I'm not saying it, but Josh Allen's really good when he's not under pressure. I'll pull up some more stats for you guys real quick. So I have a ton on this damn game for no reason. Looking at it again, so Josh Allen, again, 28 of 35 completions, 80% for 335 yards, not 85, I apologize. 335 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions this season, obviously. Results in the second highest yards per attempt in the NFL on these passes, 9.6. Graded the second highest EPA at 26.7 on non-pressure dropbacks. He's due to cook. I appreciate you, Jacob. But yeah, he's going to absolutely cook this week. Again, relying on man coverage for a long period of time when you're not getting pressure is a dangerous, dangerous game to play. It can create those 60, those 80-yard deep shots like we've seen. Now, Trevi on the other side, it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up today. Like I said, a ton of too high shell. Are they going to be able to get shots? If I were to lean anything, it would probably be his lower. Sadly, I love Trevi, but again, this is a lean, not a play. But yeah, it's really hard for me to get on board when they're not going to allow the deep shots. They're going to need people like Travis Etienne, Christian Kirk. I just don't see BTJ having a big day either. His lower kind of looks good. He's had 2 massive games. This one could be a little bit of a pullback, again, just because of that. Khalil Shakir, on the other hand, again, against man coverage, could have a pretty big day. 46 yards feels great. I know, I think Jack's taking him as a first-time touchdown, as the first touchdown of the game. Could be interesting there. Gabe Davis, I think, gets shut down as well. Brendan Strange, tight end, could have a big day. Sneaky big day there for Jacksonville, Penn State alum. Now, heading on to the better betting game, in my opinion, Washington, Cincinnati, because I feel like we're going to know the script for this game a little bit more. The Buffalo-Jacksonville game, you think you know it, you should know it, but at the end of the day, it's Trevor Lawrence on the other side of the ball. It's Josh Allen on the other side of the ball. Both those quarterbacks can make big-time plays. Travis Etienne can make big-time plays. James Cook could have a big day. So you can get an idea of the script, but we don't know a ton. We know exactly what Washington wants to do with Cliff Kingsbury. Bar for bar, you know exactly what the game plan is going to be. You know what Joe Burrow wants to do against Washington. They're going to want to pass the ball. Jaden Daniels, because Washington, if I pull up the numbers, it hurts. It hurts to read of how bad the Washington pass defense is. And we know Jaden Daniels wants to run the football, or they want to run screens, both. So far this season, Washington ranks dead last, number 32 in the league in these categories according to Next Gen Stats in the NFL. Short passing, long passing, pass versus blitz, pass efficiency, quick passing, passing versus no blitz, passing versus no pressure. They are the worst in the league. AKA, they're the worst in the league at pass defense. It's the bottom line. Jamar Chase is averaging only 5.8 air yards per target this season. Again, that could change and probably will change with the addition of T. Higgins. The reason being, a lot of people ask, why the fuck would that change anything, or why would that have really any direct effect? Well, because T. Higgins is going to take not only a corner with him, but he'll probably take a safety with him as well. T. Higgins is a downfield threat. He's a possession receiver. He's that receiver that can take a little bit of pressure off Jamar. Andre Yoshivas is not doing that. Trent Irwin is not going to do that. Having a guy like T. Higgins is going to be a massive, massive deal. And again, you don't have the Joe Mixon anymore to really rely on the run game, which again makes it so it could be a little bit more pressure on Jamar Chase at the start of the year. Now with T. Higgins, hoping to pull that a little bit off of him. He's projected 9.5 targets, 6.5 receptions. Feels great for Jamar here. They might have taken his reception line off for now. I would take his yards as well. I think he hits over in damn near everything. I know everybody and their mom has him to score the first touchdown. We'll see what happens. But I think Jamar easily hits his overs today. Should have a big game. In 3 of his last 5 games with Joe Burrow, with T. Higgins, he's hit over 6.5 receptions, as well as he's averaged 10.2 targets per game in his last 10 with them. So, and 11.4 in his last 5 with them. So, we can even look at the props.cash for that game as well, just to get a little gist. Because when you look at it, and I know a lot of people in my, at least, comment section were like, There's a lot. There's a very question mark because you look at it from a base standpoint, from a surface level, and you're like, this doesn't look great. But that's also, again, a lot of games. Again, this is also recording into last year. A lot of games without Jamar. A lot of games without Joe. A lot of games without T. And if we add Joe Burrow here on the side with Joe Burrow, and then we add T. Higgins, which should be down here. You add T. Higgins, the graph changes, right? The graph changes a lot. You go to the last 5, he's hit his last 5 games. And again, I don't really want to look at last 10 because that goes all the way into the very, very depths of 2022. So we're going to stay away from those. So we look at the last 5 games they played together. Jamar's a focal point in this offense. And again, they're playing the worst passing defense. The worst passing defense in all of the NFL. Looks for a pretty good line. Joe, I don't know if I want to take. I saw a lot of people on Joe at 260. 267 feels high. That's a lot of fucking yards, but I think he can do it. If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Joe Burrow tonight. Jaden on the other. Oh, I should probably add that. We'll just add the receiving yards for now. As it moves, like these lines are moving like crazy. So we got to make sure we take advantage. Jaden, I'm taking. Stop. Jaden, I'm taking the lower on. Some fucking Redskins kids are coming at my neck saying Jaden can pass. Jaden's going to get 200. He just had 225 yards. Yeah, he was playing the Giants. Yeah. Jaden's not really good at football right now. I'll be straight honest. I know that's not going to what people are going to want to hear. They're going to be like, well, the box score looks great. Yeah, the box score does look great when you throw all screens. And I'm not exaggerating about that. 31%. 31% of Jaden's passes are screen passes. 24% to wide receivers, 8% to running backs. These lines are just going to move like crazy. Not only that, but Jaden also scrambles at a 17% rate of his dropbacks, which means 35 of his 70 dropbacks this season. I'll say it again. 35 of his 70, that's 50% of his dropbacks, have ended in a screen pass, have ended in a scramble, or have ended in a sack. The last person these have got to actually calm down. The last player to do even close to that number was Justin Fields in 2022, where the number was 38%. Does it translate to great fantasy numbers? Sure. But does it translate to good football and winning games and passing yards? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So we're going to slam the under here against a good Cincinnati team that held Patrick Mahomes 151 passing yards. And they held Jacoby. Again, Jacoby isn't a great quarterback. I'm not saying he's a fantastic quarterback, but he's a very competent quarterback. He's a veteran quarterback, and he knows how to pass the ball at a pretty high rate. And he had 121 passing yards in that game as well. So he's held 2 quarterbacks to a total of 272 passing yards. And they have Jaden at 200. Feels high for a quarterback that only throws screen passes. Not only that, but as soon as this team gets in the red zone, they are cooked. They have the 3rd most red zone snaps, 26 of them this season. And they have a success rate of 30.8%, which is 25th in the league. And out of those 26 snaps, Jaden has 1 completion. 1. That's it. Do you like Robinson over rushing? I do like our Robinson over rushing. Live yard pump bookies. Dude, these are actually insanity. I've never seen lines move this much. I'm just going to take them off because it's just annoying to look at. The other line I do like is Brian Robinson over rushing yards, 53.5 here. We'll see it move 17 times as I'm talking about it here. But I do love his spot as well. Obviously, Cincinnati without their first starting 2 defensive tackles. And again, great pass defense, horrible run defense. And we've seen that time and time again. So over 53.5 feels great. It's going to move 17 times. I just don't want to look at it. So we'll pull it up on here. And again, if you're wondering what this is props.cash. So if you want to use that, sure. We're not sponsored by it. But if you're interested in it, you can use my code. It's GUT25. You get 25% off your first month. But yeah, we'll just do this. So he had 133 yards last game. 40 yards the game before that in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, this was a healthy Tampa Bay team. You have to remember that as well. This was before every single defensive tackle there's got injured. Then against the Giants, playing the Giants, no surprise here, had 133 yards. But again, when you look at Cincy's defense, they're very similar to the Giants from a run perspective, which is pretty sad. Right now, Washington has the best rush efficiency in the entire league. That's partially because having Jaden take a guy outside of your box every single time, a guy like a linebacker, D-end has to account for him in every single play. Opens the lanes up a little bit more for Brian as it goes from a 6-man box to a 5-man box, a 7-man box to a 6-man box, and whatnot. But the Bengals defense allowed Pacheco, Steele, Ramondre to run literally all over them. Obviously, B-Rob's coming off the 100-yard game, and with how bad Jaden is at passing the ball and how many screens they run, I have a gut feeling the Cincinnati secondary is going to be pretty spread out here to try to kind of stop the easy short underneath stuff, which should open up some good inside zone lanes as well. And again, he's seeing I can scroll down to here, over 50% of snaps in both games, 56 and 60, as well as rushing attempts at 12 and 17. If he's seeing 12 rushing attempts against this Cincinnati defense, which is horrible. It's horrible. Ranked 20th in the league right now. I'm going to take the B-Rob over all day. B-Rob in general, looks good. Looks very good. How do you feel about Zach Moss rushing? I like Zach Moss, but against Washington, you can play any over, and I feel fine about it. Obviously, he hasn't hit it yet, but again, he's seen the attempts, 9 and 12 attempts to hit 50 yards against a horrible Washington defense. You feel good about it, but the only problem is the Cincinnati rushing attack has not looked great. Their O-line has not looked great. Now, again, they played New England, good run defense. They played Kansas City, good run defense. So it's tough. It's tough to really pull there with two good defenses. So if I were to lean anything, I definitely would lean the over there. I'm not taking it as an official player or anything, but if you have confidence in Zach Moss and you think he will be able to do it, I would be supportive of your over. Now, we do have something to go over. We have a picket. Obviously, this is my pick and slips for today. If we scroll down, these are the plays and the odds. I got them out. I just put a little 3 UD slip on there for funsies. Josh Allen over, Keon over, Brian Robinson over. A little bit of altered lines there as well. But the reason I bring up Pickett is we have a $200 giveaway. If you sign up using code BDGE when you sign up, you will get entered into a raffle for $200. Whether you've signed up before, so if you're an old sign up and you signed up back a month ago and you use code BDGE, you'll be automatically entered. And if you're a new person who hasn't downloaded Pickett, it's absolutely free. They actually pay you to get on their site. You get anywhere from $3 to $100. Multiple people in the stream have come to me and been like, yo, I got the $100. Dub. Sometimes you get a free $100 Venmo right to you. But you'll either get $3, you get $100, and plus you'll be entered in the $200 giveaway, which we're doing at the end of tonight. I think it'll be announced tomorrow because I have to get the names from Cole, who's our Pickett guy. And as soon as we do that, the giveaway will be announced on Twitter, you'll be emailed. So you'll be emailed and it'll go live on Twitter. So whichever way is easier to contact you there. One of you guys will be getting $200, which is super exciting. All you have to do is use code BDG when you sign up. And again, realistically, we don't have a ton of signups right now. So your odds of getting the $200 are kind of high. So I would suggest now, before we keep doing them throughout the season, the number only goes up and up and up. This will probably be your best odds. And it's a randomized selection. So I don't go to going through the names and then pick someone. Cole picks it. Cole don't know who the hell watches our videos. There's no bias. There's no nothing. So you get $200 giveaway. Sign up on Pickett. It's absolutely free. Link is in the description as well. Plus you can follow me, Nick, all the boys for our plays as well. But yeah, so if I had to make a slip for tonight, this is exactly what it would look like. And the lines are going to move 10 million times because there's no, I would take 6.5 receptions first, but this is what it would look like. And then I would take in that Keon Coleman higher than 36.5. And this is what I would do. If you want to add a leg, you can add Joshy. I feel great about that correlation right there. Feel great about it. Now, again, if you sign up on Underdog and you haven't done that yet, you'll get up to $1,000 back when you deposit for the first time, as well as you'll get profit boost 10%. You'll get 3 of them for 3 different bets, as well as you'll get 2 free plays. You'll get Dak Prescott at half a yard, and you will get Joshy Allen at just half a yard, or Joe Burrow, one of the two. You'll get one of those two for just half a yard. So you'll get 2 free squares, plus you'll get bonus profit boosts, plus you'll get vulture protection, plus you'll get all these different cool things. They do another free play for everybody on Wednesdays. So you'll have technically 3 free plays in this week as soon as you sign up using code BDGE on Underdog. So that's really cool. It's pretty fun. But how we did on Sunday, a lot of you guys are asking, bang, up 3.6 units on Sunday. The only bet we missed, again, I don't place a ton of bets. I'm not a huge volume better comparative to a lot of other guys in the community. I don't put 17 parlays, and I put like 1 unit on everything. I'm not putting 17,000 units. I am 22 years old. I do not have that much money. So I try to be smart about it and not put like $100 on shit. But we did miss on the under on Malik Willis. We did miss on the over on Javonte Longo's rush. He didn't see the rushing attempts, and Tampa's defense looked better than we thought we did from a running perspective. Malik Willis looked like prime Tom Brady, and I'll never doubt Matt LaFleur ever again. But Geno, over passing yards, lock against Miami. Andy, the Red Rifle just might fucking take the Panthers to the promised land. Like, I think we're just winning the Super Bowl. I don't know about you guys, but I did a little Gus Edwards, longest rush, under. Gus literally can't rush for more than like 10 yards this year. That will be a lock as much as possible. Pair with the free CD square. Got up plus 2 units there. Javonte we missed. Gus Edwards, again, under on the longest rush at 10.5, cashed at plus 100, which was pretty cool. And then DJ Moore, over 63.5, caught the Hail Mary, which was pretty sick. But yeah, that's how I feel. Any questions from you guys? Anything that you guys want to see? Any analysis you guys want? I have like a million fucking stats for this game and background on coordinators at this point. So it's a lot of fun. Like that's all my brain is at this point, is just coordinator schemes and numbies. Kincaid, I think can have a solid day. Like if he's seen man coverage versus a linebacker, he could cook. But before I go, if anyone has a question, I'll give it like 2 minutes because my stream is delayed. So if anyone has questions about the games, I can answer them. And if not, we will wrap it up. But yeah, should make for good games today. I'm actually excited to see kind of how everything unfolds. I have Trevor playing in fantasy. I also have Christian Kirk playing in fantasy. So I hope they do well. I'm kind of fading Trevor today, which doesn't make for good fantasy numbers. Christian Kirk, I think, will have a solid day and a good bounce back day today. I know a lot of people are off him just because he had 2 bad games. And I'm like, it's the exact same thing he did last year. Jaden, I'm fading. I'm not playing him or anything in any league. Joe Burrow, I also have another league. And Jamar Chase, I have another league who I both think are going to do well versus horrible pass defense. How do you feel about Austin Eckler's receiving line? And I'll get to you, Alex, real quick after that. Okay, we do have a few questions. Dub. Okay. I'll start from the top. How do you feel about the Bills over 2.5 touchdowns? I like the line, if I'm going to be honest. I think if we're going to take a touchdown line in this game, a lot of people take it James Cook, but are they not going to have it? They're probably not. I like Josh Allen to throw 1.5 today. Like, I love that spot today against the Jags. I think he throws for 2. And if not, his anytime also looks great. Again, man coverage opens lanes for quarterbacks. I think they score 3 touchdowns. I'll lock that in. How do you like Cook rushing, receiving? If I were to do anything Cook, it would be rushing. This Jacksonville defense was susceptible to the run. I mean, obviously, Achane cooked, sure. But I think James Cook can. Ooh, his receiving line's only at 17.5. I kind of like both of them, but I wouldn't take a combined. Ooh, low key, like I'm just like yapping. Low key would take this if I were to do a reception line for James Cook. I like that. That is where I would go. 2.5 receptions feels a little bit high for me, but again, Jacksonville gives up explosive plays. So if they give up explosive plays, easy James Cook line right there. How do we feel about James Cook? Just kind of explained it. I'm assuming we're liking Shakir over Kirk today as far as fantasy goes. No. PPR, no. Half PPR, yes. I think Shakir in a PPR standpoint, I think Shakir will see, like, if I had to guess, and I'm just throwing out numbies, like Shakir will see like 4 for 60 in this game versus Jacksonville and like a touchdown. Where I think Kirk can, like, I'm not exaggerating, and like I think like he will be peppered with targets and have like 8 targets this game, and will have like 5 to 6 catches for like 6 to 70 yards. Like, I think he will crush his numbers today. I think it'll look like a vintage Christian Kirk did last year. Let's just look him up real quick. Let's like look at a Kirk game. Did they play last year? Let's see. I don't know if they played last year, but we can find. Why is Christian Kirk and then it's Gabe Davis? Dub. Let's go back to 2023. Obviously, he was banged up during this time. He did play against the Buffalo Bills last year. 6 receptions, 8 targets, 78 yards, no touchdown, and a carry for 6 yards, but that don't really count for shit. So again, big game last year versus the Bills. Could be a very similar theme around the same time of the year. Could be a similar theme. A lot of underneath, a lot of peppering targets. Same offensive coordinator. I'm not saying anything. I'm just speaking the facts. I mean, Shakir, if he gets in the end zone, probably a lock. But that Bills offense is so spread out. It's a 50-50. You can go either way, and I'll be happy. How do you feel about Austin Eckler receiving line? I like it. I like it every week at this point because all he does is catch screens. All this team does is throw screens. Oops. I want to close out this game. All they do is throw screens. What's his reception line at? 17.5 yards. Yeah, I like it. Versus Cincinnati team, again, that's susceptible to running back receiving yards, not receiving yards from receivers. They run 8% of all their screens to their running backs. That's like Austin Eckler. I think he could sneak for 17.5. Long reception at 10.5 feels a little bit better, though, than the full 17.5. Because that can happen on one throw. He's not getting 18 yards on one throw. I'm taking the over on Chris Collins bouncing. Does Bro go over 19.5 fantasy points? I would think so tonight. Yeah, I would think so. I need Joey B 26 fantasy points. That's a high line. We'll see how it does. If it's a blowout, I'm kind of worried about it. Gotta appreciate your input. Thank you. Yeah, of course, Alex. Yeah, it's tough. But I like Kirk today. My guys in fantasy, if I'm like doing fantasy guys today, real quick, who I think is going to have a big day pretty much. So in the first game, I think Allen's going to have a massive day. Like, I think this is going to be Allen being Allen again, and everyone's going to be like, this is why I drafted him number 1 in Superflex and, like, as my number 1 quarterback. I think Trevor will have an all right day, but nothing really great. I think ETN has the potential to have a massive day, but his floor is really low in this game. So, like, he's either going to have, like I know I'm going to take who's having a big day, but he could have, like, 6 points, or he could have, like, 25, and we'll see which happens. James Cook always has a great floor. He'll have a good day. I think Kincaid can have a big day. I think Kirk can have a big day. I think Keon has a big day. Khalil, we like to see have a big day, but that's very 50-50. I think Brian Thomas, Gabe Davis don't. Dawson Knox out of the fucking bumps. Let's keep it pushing. Jaden has a good fantasy day as he runs for a lot. Joe Burrow has a big day. I think Jamar has a big day. T. Higgins, we'll see how he comes out of the hamstring. Probably will have a solid day. I think Zach Moss can have a big day. He'll probably get into the end zone at least once. Terry's going to get shut down. Brian Robinson will have a big day. Austin Eckler could have a solid fantasy day, like around 10 PPR fantasy points. And the rest of them are kind of cooked. So that's my thoughts on the games. I'm done yapping now. I will catch you guys on Thursday. Well, I'll see you guys on Wednesday for Thursday night's video. And then I will see you guys for Thursday's live stream. Good luck into your fantasy matchups tonight. If you have any, good luck on your bets that you are placing. Make sure you use code BDGE when you sign up on Pickett and on Underdog. And you'll be entered in a $200 giveaway. And I will catch you guys.